Get my shit ready.
What's up? What's up? What is up? It's another Friday, another opportunity to get together and record the Ball Hog Sports Talk. The experience, the electricity of the thing known as the Ball Hog Sports Talk comes to you on Friday mornings. This Friday, even earlier, but this Friday, we are going to have quite the show. And quite the show is going to go by the title of You Be the Judge. So make sure that you fasten your seatbelt, strap up, make sure that you come and help us bring some sports business entertainment to you. You Be the Judge episode coming to you right now. And let's go. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and stay woke. Because this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're going to give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Early in the AM. I'm talking about it's before 8 a.m. on the East Coast, so that makes it even earlier. If my math helps make this picture vivid for me, that makes it even earlier in the Central Time Zone. So the sacrifice that the Big Flow Show makes this morning is even more remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rats and cats, it is him from the Central Time Zone, the one and only the Big Flow Show. What's up?
I feel like you should say it's Reggie from yesterday because that's what it looks like outside. Yesterday, it's still dark. Sun just now coming up. I don't try to beat the sun up. I'm not trying to prove anything anymore.
You don't do that? Wake up with the
make the coffee. I don't drink coffee. You know what I'm saying? They say get up early, make the coffee, be whatever. I don't drink coffee, so I don't get involved in that. I let all the coffee drinkers get up early, make their coffee, drink. When they woke, that's when I wake up. But you know what? I love y'all, man. So you know what Bobby said?
Nothing but love, my brother. We like you
put
back.
A suit on. When last time you see somebody in a suit? Everybody working stuff.
Hey, baby, I just felt like it this morning, man. I felt like something special was gonna happen on this episode of You Be the Judge. I had to put on a shirt and tie, man, because we're gonna have Caught Up in here this morning. We've had church, now we're gonna have Caught Up in here this morning. Sports business entertainment gonna come to you from straight from the courthouse of sports business entertainment. So You Be the Judge episode. That's why I put on the shirt and tie. But we appreciate you making the sacrifice, waking up so early.
We appreciate your suit.
Appreciate it.
I put my little breast cancer colors on because we don't really be everybody talk about breast cancer no more. So shout out to titties. I mean, shout out to breast cancer. My fault. I said that out loud.
You good. You still it's still dark outside. You're allowed to say the T word.
My fault, man. I didn't know.
It's light out here.
I apologize to all of those who have titties because I was just saying breast cancer. I want y'all to have healthy booties.
It's light out here on the East Coast. My man ETP, what's up, my brother? How do you top that? Hello, I don't know, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway to try. Go ahead, man. The You Be the Judge episode. We got ETP in the building. What's up, good brother?
I'm good, man. And in situations like this, you just do your best to not be memorable. So I say good morning.
Good morning. Top of the morning.
Come on, man. You supposed to get that out there, mind, man. You know what I'm saying? I just said something. So we all like it.
I will be putting on my pink this weekend for the youth football game. As you guys know, youth football really buys into the October breast cancer awareness month. And everything is pink, boy. I hate to be so cynical, but the market that has been created because of October, I know all of our kids will be in pink, but we do celebrate breast cancer awareness, so we shall be draped in pink. But let's get to it, man. We up early. You know what I mean? I sent a few text messages. I want to be your alarm clock this morning. I want to get you up and get you firing on all cylinders. And so what we've done today is we've structured this show so each and every one of us can be a judge. When I say each and every one of us, yes, the entire crew, the Ball Hog Sports Talk, ETP, my man from the East Coast, on the East Coast, my man, the Big Flow Show from the Central Time Zone, and your boy B Brown. We will be judges, but we also want to challenge the audience, the live audience, for those who do wake up this early. Before you put the coffee in the cup, before you put the nobody put it. No one do Kahlua in the coffee. No, it's too early for that, right? Friday. Before you put whatever in your cup, we about to bring it to you, man, because we got to start off with this Aaron Judge thing. And I'm gonna get to Kanye and White Lives Matter. I'm gonna get to AB and showing his boom boom. He showed his booty over there in Dubai. He was in Dubai showing his booty.
He was in Dubai doing that?
He was in Dubai. Showed his booty in Dubai. I think it's Dubai. The location is off. Okay. Well, the actual offense is not off. He showed his boom boom and showed his the other thing. I don't know what can we call it?
Tallywhacker.
It's tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker. I don't even know what that is.
People call it.
That's what they call it. Tallywhacker. So we gonna get to AB. We gonna get to the Brooklyn Nets being together. We're gonna get to Victor. I can't say that 7'4" kid's last name. How you say his name? Whatever his name is. We're gonna get to all of that. But we gotta start with Aaron Judge. Because Aaron Judge broke a record. ESPN has been in love with it. The entire tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. We can't do nothing else but hear about Aaron Judge. And if you were in a vacuum and you didn't know anything about baseball, you would think that this is the most remarkable thing from a home runs perspective that has ever happened. But if you dug just a little bit, you ain't got to dig that far. Well, within our lifetime, there was another person that had more home runs. And in this episode of You Be the Judge.
Plural of person is people.
People, yes. Peoples, you're right. Yes, peoples, some peoples, I put an extra S on it, decided to do more in the way of home runs, but those peoples seem as though they have been forgotten, ignored, and in some cases, I think, flat out railroaded. And so here we are. I celebrated Aaron Judge last week. We talked about the marriage record. We talked about how remarkable it was. We talked about the electricity that it has created for baseball. We talked about the uptick in viewership, and we gave him his flowers while he could still smell them. Celebrate. But now I'm forced a week later to deal with this. They say in sports you're supposed to have a short memory, but I ain't know it's supposed to be that short that you forget simple math. Aaron Judge has hit a certain number of home runs as of today. And that number is less than a certain number of home runs that other people hit. All right. So do y'all think that this very selective memory is fair? In our first episode of You Be the Judge, or our first discussion, our first topic of You Be the Judge, I want you guys to be the judge, man. Do you think that this short memory, because I haven't heard the words Barry Bonds mentioned. I've heard Roger Maris. I've even heard, at least in circles that I've been in, and I listen to a lot of talk radio, sports radio, I've even heard a mention of Mark McGwire. But it seems as though everyone has forgotten about the man at the top of the list in terms of home runs. And I know that the entire dark cloud that's over an era of baseball, but Mark McGwire was in that era too. If you look at the home run list and you look at the numbers, Sammy Sosa's on there twice. Where are we at with this entire discussion in terms of Aaron Judge versus the rest of history when it comes to home runs? Is this the first chapter of the next chapter maybe of baseball, or the first chapter of the new book of baseball history? Is that what they're trying to do? Because it seems as though they're writing Barry Bonds out of it, and it seems to be very strategic, on purpose, vindictive, and in my humble opinion, unfair. I wasn't supposed to say that. I was supposed to let y'all be the judge before I said it, but I couldn't hold it. I'll start with you, ETP. You're a baseball man. Of the three of us, you probably watch the most baseball.
So, one game a season.
This is your first. I don't even know what hat that is. This is the first time you don't have a Boston hat of some sort. What's going on?
I know. You cheer for that team. Maybe because he knew he was going to talk about the Yankees. You cheer for that team up there in Boston. And I know that while the Red Sox aren't doing what you would have them to do this season, that you've been watching closely with this Aaron Judge home run bonanza. What say you, man? And please, while ETP is giving us some insightful analysis, we ask our audience, please, you be the judge. What's going on here? Because sports history is just that. Us telling the story over and over again in barbershops and in corporate boardrooms and wherever we're talking about sports, we're telling the stories over and over again. So the more the story is told without Barry Bonds, the more likely it is that the next generation might not even know who that is. What say you, ETP?
So there's facts here, right? So Aaron Judge has the most home runs of any baseball player to wear a New York Yankees uniform.
Fact.
The New York Yankees, the most successful franchise in the history of baseball. Notable, arguable, right? Most home runs in the American League in history after passing Roger Maris with 62. Fact. That's a fact. I've never been in a situation as a sports fan my entire life where we start slicing and dicing the competition of where we're going to start celebrating. Like, there's never a situation where I've been watching the NBA and say the record for the Eastern Conference assists is X player, or right, the national or the national conference touchdown leader, or anything like this. So just the premise of all of this is just really peculiar, where the Major League Baseball and obviously the baseball media doing their bidding to try to revise history and create this new era of clean baseball and tout these new athletes and try to bury the past when
pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. So the stats are the stats, right? And so the thing that's craziest about this is Aaron Judge is the biggest story in baseball forcefully, when in reality it's not
they
even
are
the
force
biggest.
feeding us. You cannot look when they start doing breaking news and they give you his at bat in the middle of
breaking into football
game. Like what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway,
it's so by design, right? So you would think nothing else is happening in baseball that's of interest, right? The Dodgers won 111 out of 162 games. Nobody cares about that. Baseball obviously is on the decline in terms of interest, but the biggest story in sports right now is Aaron Judge, who broke no official full record, while at the same time we have a Japanese player that plays for the Los Angeles Angels, Shohei Ohtani, who, and I'm going to give you these stats that nobody's talking about. 2.33 ERA. You don't have to know what any of these numbers mean if you're not a sports fan. But he plays baseball, but he pitches and he hits and he plays other positions.
Well, that in itself is like an anomaly, not even
this is
known to modern baseball. But
Babe Ruth is. We still talk about Babe Ruth 100 years later because he did something that nobody ever did. Now we have a player that's doing what Babe Ruth did, only way better. 2.33 ERA. That's the 6th best ERA as a pitcher, earned run average, in the entire major league. He averages 11.9 strikeouts per 9 innings, best in the major leagues. And then on the batting side, he has an on-base percentage of .875, 87.5%, 10th best in Major League Baseball. 34 home runs, tied for 11th in all of Major League Baseball. This is one player. But yet, we're sitting here just to erase Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa and the steroid era of the 90s out of the record books, and we're celebrating a baseball player who has had a great season but has not broken any complete league record in terms of home runs. So I just want to put that all in perspective.
That puts it in perfect perspective. And I think that, look, man, my kids are in elementary school. And one's in elementary school, one's in middle school now. And you know, my oldest son went to the museum in New York yesterday, Tenement Museum, and they talked about all the people that came over from Eastern Europe and how, you know, this particular tenement that they lived in, how they, you know, they were able to build lives and you know, live the American dream, and I was with all of that. And then when he was done, I said, you know, that you know, around the same time, there was another group of people that came over under different circumstances, and we had a conversation about his people. And why do I say that here? It's just because in our school system, I think far too often it has been by design that history, right? That's the whole idea of whether or not we can teach the actual history of our country in our schools is the big debate. I don't know what the theory they call it now, but that's the big debate. And to watch it in baseball, to see that historians have decided that the history is going to be written the way they want it to be written versus it being an exhaustive history, it's scary, man. It just goes to show you that you're supposed to be able to rely on history, especially when it comes to sports. But it seems as though like there is a target on Barry Bonds specifically, but on the whole history of that era, that I'm not so certain that is fair. And truth be told, I'm not the one drug testing Aaron Judge, and I'm not accusing him of anything. But when did the clean era of baseball start? Right. Well, and that's going to be kind of left to this big question mark of like, all right, man, I get it. You didn't like Barry Bonds. A lot of people didn't like Barry Bonds. But the truth of the matter is the man hit a lot of home runs. The truth of the matter is he stole a lot of bases. The truth of the matter is his doggone batting percentage was amazing. Now, I'm assuming that PEDs, I've never taken any, but PEDs can help you in terms of getting the ball further. But I just mentioned at least two categories that it's not helping you with the timing of your swing. It's not helping you with steal bases. Like, I just don't understand why Barry Bonds is such a polarizing topic or polarizing figure, even when it comes to historical numbers. Big Flow Show, I don't know if you had anything to add, but
I do.
But wanted you guys
I'm going to add some numbers. 73, 70, 66, 65, 64, 63. These are lottery numbers. These are the 7 seasons that were better than Aaron Judge. 7. Barry Bonds hit 73 one time. McGwire and Sosa both had multiple seasons that were better than Aaron. I never once. Now, I'm not a baseball fan at all. I don't even know who's in the American League and National League. That's how bad I am, right? I never once when Sosa and McGwire, when I was starting to get right in, you know, my young 20s, when they were coming out of college, being downtown, going to games, you know, enjoying the city is when they started chasing this record. I never remember when they passed the National League record. I didn't know that Roger Maris was in a different league. That was never even a mention. It was the record. That's out there, the record. So they never said, oh my God, Sammy Sosa becomes the National League. Never came out. I never saw that. I know they didn't have cut-ins the same way. So I can't believe. Now, on the other side of that, I don't want to just vilify Aaron Judge like he made this happen, right?
Right. No, he's doing his job. And I should have started that. And that's why I said last week we made sure we gave him his flowers. So this is not an Aaron Judge story. Aaron Judge is in the story, but the story is about how the story is being written. The story is about how the coverage is being covered.
Phenomenal season. I know so little about baseball. I didn't realize the season was over. I thought they were just celebrating the milestone, like the other stuff was still in reach. So yeah. I guess in baseball they don't use the playoffs like other sports, where the playoffs get part of your season.
I don't think so, just because the numbers would skew it. But my man Cheeky Black, what up, Shelton Jordan?
The playoffs
Shelton Jordan adds this: the Bonds had 150 plus more intentional walks than Judge. And I sorry to interrupt, but I put that, wanted to make sure while that comment was up, I shared it because that's just how much fear Bonds instilled in pitchers. Mm-hmm. The entire game plan changed when you were playing Bonds, when you were facing him. And it's just, you know, Aaron Judge.
You know, the thing about Bonds too is, you know, nobody liked Bonds, period. He was a jerk. Everyone hated him. If he struck out, they booed him. They cheered if he hit a home run. But everyone I know that likes baseball basically tells me that if Barry Bonds never had that little era of home runs, he was still a Hall of Fame baseball player. Skinny Barry Bonds was a Hall of Fame baseball player.
Small head Barry Bonds before the head
was a baseball player. So it's like they did it. Major League Baseball is complicit. I don't like it. This is a bigger topic, I think, is the fact that they're trying to vilify somebody for something that they profited from and did whatever. I mean, they might come back later. Aaron Judge is 6'7", 280 pounds, right? 280 pounds. I mean, he's thick as hell for us. He looks slim, but when you think about it, he probably was a forward, and then he got to be a power forward. He put some size to himself. Let's not just act like everybody is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's been a proven thing. I don't want to put that out there on him, but like you said,
put that out there on him.
I'm just saying everybody's just writing the book. Same. None of those dudes were football players. None of those dudes look swole to me. They look like regular folks until I saw how skinny they used to be. Right? They weren't bigger than linebacker except for McGuire. His forearms were the size of thighs, but like, the way they dress, you couldn't tell. All I'm saying is, hey, congratulations for the 7th best season in baseball history when it comes to home runs. Congratulations. Yeah. That's top seller should be celebrated. You don't get a medal. You don't get top 3.
We recognize you.
Right. Well, I mean, he had a great Aaron Judge had a great hitting season. He was leading in the American League. He was leading like 11 or 12
or something.
He triple crown. He almost won the triple crown. American League triple crown. So this is the weird thing, right? So he had an amazing season. He led the American League in like 11 hitting categories, 12. I mean, numbers and words and acronyms that I have no idea. Like it went so deep into the stat books. But he led the league in RBIs, led the league in home runs. He almost got the triple crown for the American League for batting average, being the third. But a player from the Minnesota Twins actually beat him by like 5/100ths of a percent. So he had a great season. I think it's just the problem is there's this like baseball purism mixed with racism, mixed with just detest for Barry Bonds as an asshole to try to like remove it from the history book. What I'm talking about the hate. Well,
Aaron Judge is black.
Judge is black.
No, don't do that.
No. I didn't. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm putting the 3 together, right? So we don't have to check. We don't. If this was 1776, or if this was 1942, Aaron Judge is playing on the Kansas City Monarchs. Sure. But
y'all positive, right? Y'all got the card. Y'all
you got to get a picture without the hat on, and he's obviously black.
Listen, we're not having that discussion. I'm just saying that there's clearly some undertone of all of this to try to push Barry Bonds out, and also like the irony of it all. The irony of all of this is just let them all take steroids. Baseball needs some excitement. Like there's nothing happening. It's like remember when the players that like the contracts that baseball players made was like double and triple times what the NFL and NBA made.
Yeah,
those days are over. The money is drying up for Major League Baseball. So let them take.
It's not as gross as it used to be. Dry sounds terrible. Dry sounds terrible. That much bread. Dry.
Yeah, but at the top,
I'm saying in comparison, I'm being dramatic about it. But the fact that when A-Rod signed his deal, a 10-year, $275 million deal, I don't think there was anybody in the NBA making 20 grand or 15. Maybe Jordan was making, in the 20s, but besides that, nope. The average income was like $3 million. So I'm just saying the whole paradigm has shifted. Let them take whatever steroids they need because they need something back in the sport.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I'll let you have the last word on it. I do want to ask the people who are a part of the live recording, the Ball Hawk Sports Talk faithful, really appreciate you guys. Before I ask, might as well say like, comment, share. We ask you humbly to like, comment, and share. Tag a friend, tag a foe, tag anybody that you know. And please subscribe to both the YouTube channel and to the podcast. And then I'll ask you this, because I do want, but this episode is You Be the Judge. And so those who are listening, you be the judge. Tell us what you think the real reason is because it does seem odd. And I know like home runs are like, dunks in basketball. They're the exciting part of a sport that everyone gravitates towards. But it just seems weird that we are focused on such a narrow accomplishment when that narrow accomplishment, like so focused on it that you're getting breaking news. Like I'm thinking that we're invading another country and it's Aaron Judge up at bat. So SportsCenter has really, they're all in, all chips in on this. And it just doesn't seem natural in sports that you would be all in on something that amounts to the 8th best or 7th, whatever number you just gave me, 7th best season from a home runs perspective. But keep hitting the long ball, Aaron Judge. All right, now we got to get to it. So my cousin and them, the Browns family reunion got a little more exciting by way of Antonio Brown acting up, acting crazy. I think he was in Dubai, but location irrelevant. The most relevant part of the story is that he is in a pool with a young lady, and somehow, some way, his butt comes out the water, and he moons the lady, and then allegedly he also exposes his private parts. And what are we looking at here, man? Are we seeing a genius at work? Because Antonio Brown, and bear with me here.
If he's a genius, then Kanye's a genius, but go ahead.
Exactly. Bear with me. I'm going to get to Kanye. Kanye next, because it's sports business and entertainment. Business is still booming for Antonio Brown. He hasn't caught a pass in the NFL since he walked off the field, ironically, half naked. But we're still talking about AB months after he played in the NFL, while no team has even put him on a workout list, while it's almost been assumed that at this point he's written himself out of the Hall of Fame. And we're still talking about AB. Story number 2, right after Aaron Judge, we're still talking about AB. He's in another country, and we're talking about him. Every level of football now has embraced this dance that is the AB dance as a touchdown dance. He has been seen on runways and being taken seriously somehow in the fashion industry. So I know initially when I said, are we seeing a genius at work versus seeing insanity? It sounded insane to even propose that. But the truth of the matter is business is booming for AB. And while I think the song is a mockery of all music, put that shit on, it's kind of catchy and everybody's playing it. It's one of the top tunes of TikTok. Or Talk Tick, whatever that stuff is, y'all.
Don't do that. Don't age yourself like that.
AB might be a genius, man. My cousin, them, you be the judge. Are we seeing insanity or are we seeing a genius at work?
Stop.
Because there's a thin paper line between the two. I'm saying, Big Flow Show. All I'm saying is we're talking about AB in the middle of sports, the height of sports season. You're in the middle of NFL season. College football is taking off. You got NBA preseason going right now. And yet, baseball's coming to an end. You got a freaking, everything is coming together. This is supposed to be the most beautiful time of sports. And we are talking about AB. Maybe it's a genius, Big Flow Show. Just maybe.
At what cost? I mean, did he get a check for that? I seen him out there blurred out all over. They ain't blur him out too good either. Crazy man pulling out his man meat and all that stuff. But does he get a check for that? I mean, we talking about him, but what are we talking about?
I think he knows how to sow seeds that end up leading to a check.
He might get like a celebrity.
You thought he was really gonna have a music career? Did you? Let's start. Question. Since this is you be the judge, we in court now, man. We in the court of sports business entertainment. And I would just ask you, while on the witness stand, did you ever think that AB would really make music that people listen to?
I don't listen to it, but no, I did not. But you know what? Anybody come out with an album, y'all must have forgot.
Also a good song. Roy Jones, also Good mention. I like that. That was a good song.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all must have forgot, man. Oh, baby.
So you saying one hit wonder, we're not taking his music serious.
You know what? Everybody wants to see
now it's not
crazy.
one hit wonder. He's got like 2 or 3 songs that people are listening
to. Are they good?
Go ahead.
Everybody wants to see crazy, right? We love seeing crazy. The fact that he pulled his junk out there, stretching it all crazy, and people saw the blur, people was clicking, probably trying to find the unblurred version. People want to see crazy. Ladies want to see that what this man working with, right? Lady in the pool, they say he was exposed to her. She didn't seem too upset, right? She definitely seemed like she was treading water, treading lightly. So I think from that standpoint, if your goal is to be talked about and not to go away, fantastic. He's a genius. If your goal is to try to get help for CTE, he's a genius. Because I think he's showing somebody gonna put a jacket or throw a blanket on him and throw him into one of them rubber rooms where he can't hurt himself. But I don't know what his goal is.
It's a rubber room? I knew the jacket. I knew the room was rubber. But go ahead.
I think he put you in a room with the pads and stuff. That's what he's doing.
That.
With the straight
First
jacket.
time I heard that. Rubber room. Go ahead.
Room, yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that's his goal. Fantastic. Well, I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't think he's going to get in the booth. I don't know.
So what would you say? Is you think it's insanity, not genius? If you had this, like we got to make a decision.
I don't know if he's crazy or just so arrogant that he don't care. I don't know which one it is. That everyone wants to blame it on that hit from Buford or whatever, whatever his name was.
Perfect,
whatever his name is. But I don't blame it on that. I just think he lost his mind. He got so much money, he lost his mind, and now he's just being crazy, like Terrell Owens crazy. You know what I'm saying? He just likes to show out and do whatever. But I don't blame it on. I hope he's not ill. But whatever. If you want to say he's genius, I guess in this world, anything that gets you to go viral makes you a genius. If that's your goal. I'm old.
I like that. Scott Bibb in the live audience changes the song, the remix, instead of put that ish on, he put that straight jacket on. Maybe that's what he meant by put that ish on. Maybe straight jacket is going to become a fashion thing now. Look, I'm telling you, man. Look, when Kanye walked out, we're going to get to Kanye. When Kanye walked out with them big old rain boots, looked like he was lost. He got from Mars. No way in the world did I think that was going to become a fashion thing. And yet you look up, and some people that y'all think are fashionable, some people that you look up to as pop culture figures are wearing them damn rain boots around.
I seen you in them boots.
You ain't seen
show your feet.
No, I can't.
What you got under this?
Because I got on the wrong color boots, but I do. I'm just ETP. When we look at Antonio Brown, is it a situation where, and look, thanks again, Scott Bill. He says insanity and coonery was one of the comments put up. What would you say, man? Because we got to be the judge here. And I was one of the people that laughed at him right away. Like, the brother need help. He need a hug. I was embarrassed. I talked about how he going to mess up the family name and all of that. But he might be on to something.
You tried. You go to a pool today?
I can't go that far. But maybe I'm not committed enough to the insanity that then leads to the opportunity. Maybe that's what it is. You got to be so and it wasn't Kanye, but I can't think of who it was. Somebody in the music industry said you got to completely stop caring about what people think, and maybe that's where AB is. For me, that also includes my kids, so I can't get to that point. Because I don't want my kids seeing me. That man got kids. That man has kids, plural. And I imagine at this point that at least one of his kids is old enough to do a simple Google search and see their daddy put on his junk and showing his butt in a pool in a different country. So for me, if my riches are dependent on being that reckless, I'm good. Because my kids mean too much to me. But maybe I'm wrong, ETP. Tell me if I am. You be the judge. Is this man a genius and everybody else is the fool because they don't realize we being played? He's been talked about on every single sports show that exists. Yet he don't play sports right now.
Well, I mean, being talked about on anywhere isn't always the ideal situation, right? Like O.J. Simpson was talked about for a long time on every media platform at a certain point in his life that I'm sure he didn't want any part of that publicity, right? So I mean,
but to throw it back at you, he also somehow, some way figured out how to financially benefit from that. But I digress. Go ahead.
I mean, are we gonna talk net? Are we gonna talk what his net
I saw somebody go to OJ for comments on somebody the other day. I was like, what the hell?
OJ was a source of comments.
Yeah, somebody wanted to take. He got his take on something. I was like, what? Yeah. And somebody says it to me. I said, we doing this now?
But ETP, your point was
OJ probably has an opinion about Antonio Brown right now. But that being said, I mean, look, I believe philosophically everybody has an ounce of genius in them, and they need to just find with their outlet to express that genius. In this situation, I don't know what that genius would be. I mean, it's celebrity culture. It's being, it's weird because he's acting like somebody who always was the touted premier athlete or celebrity, and he came from a situation where he was very much the underdog, right? Like, he didn't go to a major university, he was drafted late. So like and I guess maybe on the flip side, when you don't have that level of notoriety and then you get it, maybe that has an effect on you where you exploit it and you don't know how to function, and you're doing all these things as a spectacle, and you have people around you that are supporting all of this. I wouldn't say any of this is genius because that would imply that it's strategic. And I don't know that there's a lot of strategy to what he's doing other than he has, I mean, from the music standpoint, the fact that he has Kanye, he's affiliated with Kanye now, that's a whole other thing. But I don't know that there's a full master plan behind this whole thing to the point where, like, what was his intention with posting a photo of him hugging Giselle while Tom Brady and she are hiring divorce lawyers to work out the proceedings? Where's the genius in this? Like, I don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it. Maybe because that's not my form of genius.
Well, but only because we have the same last name and we cousins. I'm going to tell you where the genius might have been in that. Now, I know Shannon Sharp and other people tried to make it about like, yo, you don't put the man's wife out there like that. But the caption was put that ish on, which he is now taking music and tried to incorporate it into fashion. And who better to show that you have a stamp of approval from a fashion standpoint than a supermodel? He put Giselle with the caption, put that ish on. It ain't like he put the picture up and said, I hit it and quit it. It ain't like he put the caption up and said, ain't no fun unless your homies have some. There was nothing illicit about the picture itself. And the caption said, put that ish on.
But hold on, what are you implying? Like, what was his intention?
I don't know, because I am happy to say I'm not as crazy as him. So I don't know. I'm just putting it out there as a possibility. The caption was put that ish on, which is his song, which he has somehow, some way, miraculously gotten to the point where people are taking that song seriously and using it in conjunction with fashion. And so I am putting it out there as a possibility, as some way of him trying to get the stamp of approval from the supermodel, aka and also the fashion world.
But the timing is convenient. So you're all right. So you're basically you're his PR consultant.
I'm saying possibilities, man. For him, the timing would have been, you're right, the timing with the rumors of Tom Brady and Giselle going to Splitville and all the memes related to their relationship. The timing
unrelated. This just happens to be AB trying to represent
getting talked
himself.
about on the same show as Aaron Judge, who's the seventh best home run hitter of all time. AB's in the same conversation now because he pulled out his man meat.
So all right, here we go. Your Honor, we're ready for the verdict. Are you giving him insane or genius? We'll start with you, Big Flow Show. You be the judge. Is he insane?
I only get two choices?
Or you can create another choice if you like. I mean, this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk, baby. It's your ball. You do what you want.
Ignorant with two syllables. Ignorant. That's what he is.
Your ignorant ass.
Ignorant. That's what
I
I'm
know
giving
this
him.
ain't AB.
I don't know. I go back and
Jonas
forth
Boom
between
Boom.
thinking he's crazy and not crazy, but I don't know. Like crazy where you feel like he needs to be put away. Nah, he's not that.
I mean, that's CTE. The only problem with CTE is you can't diagnose it until someone dies. But the truth of the matter is it creates erratic behavior. You're an emotional roller coaster.
Check.
There's like that.
I'm trying to do all the symptoms. Check. Okay. Where we at?
So technically, people with CTE probably should have been put away, but you don't know until you succumb to normally, unfortunately, some erratic behavior.
All right. I'm gonna go crazy.
You're going crazy. ETP, what do you say, man? What's the verdict? Is he crazy or is he genius?
I mean, if I have to choose one or the other, then I'm absolutely gonna choose crazy. But
it's so hard to say genius, ain't it? Like to even think.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible. There's nothing about this. Like he did not. There's no innovation in what he just did. Like what he's doing. You know, it's genius in terms of manipulate. I mean, there may be some smarts around how he's manipulating the media to gain all this attention. You know, as one of the viewers, Patrick Carpel said, he says, if they're talking about you, you're winning, right? So it's smart if that's his intention, but I wouldn't say genius. This is not an innovation that is going to create, you know, a whole nother approach to, you know, to marketing. So he's crazy, fucking crazy.
Man. So I have to just.
He's not. I don't know if he's crazy, but all this is crazy.
All of it is crazy. My verdict is, man, simple, man. I'm sorry. I disagree with y'all. The man's a genius. My cousin Antonio Brown, also known as AB, Mr. Put That Ish On, is a genius. And here's why I'm gonna tell you why. Because he has seen this playbook before. He's seen the controversial players take their next step into the next chapter of their life and create a media frenzy. They become media darlings. I mean, you can line them up from Warren Sapp. Who the hell would give Warren Sapp a mic? Michael Irvin. Who would give him a mic? Randy Moss. Who would give him a mic? Keyshawn Johnson. Who would give him a mic? The only one who has not done that is Terrell Owens because he really doesn't like the media. He doesn't want to be affiliated with the media. But several people have tried. He even got a reality TV show. Chad Ochocinco. It goes on and on and on. The people that have gone from playing and having controversy within their playing days to media. Now, he's seen that. He said, I'm going to up you one. The hell with just being a media guy. I don't want to be in front of the mic talking. I'm going to be full entertainment. The man is an absolute genius because he took the recipe and he added his own special sauce of ignorant. And here we are talking about him on this show in the middle of sports business and entertainment. He's got a song that I don't know. I haven't looked at where the song ranks in terms of actual official numbers, but he's got a song that people are listening to. He's got a dance that people are doing. He's got, for some strange reason, he's got an attraction that people just can't get away from. And it's like so small that you can't even gauge the distinction between crazy and genius, and I think this man is a genius.
Coming from a fellow wide receiver named Brown.
Hey man,
but we don't have to take a grain of salt with anything that you just said.
but it leads us to
gold teeth.
I did used to have gold teeth, but that's a whole different story. You ain't supposed to say that on this show, man.
I didn't even realize this. Scott Bibb also commented and said the same exact thing I just said.
So that leads us to the other potential genius / crazy man who happens to be, and look who AB surrounded himself with. He's in a listening party with Madonna and freaking Kanye. And Floyd Mayweather.
Next chance you get, I want you to pull your tallywhacker out and stretch it. I ain't
pulling my tallywhacker out.
For
my
everybody
kids.
To see. That's the only way to be famous. Look what it did for
genius. It would be genius, dog. It would be genius.
It's Kanye genius. Kanye not only has Kanye figured out a way, the most unstylish human being on the planet. I won't go that far, but at least in America, that dude ain't got no style. And now he's a fashion icon. And now he's a billionaire because of what he was able to do with Adidas and this and that. Is Kanye a genius? or is he insane? Because white lives matter. And look, we are now the judge, and we want our audience to be the judge. But the truth of the matter is, man, is that cancel culture, while canceling, they discuss and analyze and give attention to someone that the anti-cancel culture buys into. Everyone is laughing at Kanye doing this, was it Tucker Carlson interview last night? But the fact that this man even has a platform on Fox News, the fact that this man has even been embraced by political figures, I know it was coonery, if you want to call it that, in terms of his attachment to Donald J. Trump. But at the end of the day, like, how does someone like that even be considered in political circles? He doesn't have any real political background.
And everyone that loves him politically hated his guts before he started talking about the way he's doing.
How is that not some form of genius?
He's a
the
genius.
coonery part, I get it, guys. I get it. But to say, and here's why I think that there's some form of genius to what he did. To say that all lives matter was a response to Black Lives Matter, right? And everyone could say, yeah, all lives matter, but it doesn't. The way that blacks have had to endure such trials and tribulations in this country, it makes it necessary to say Black Lives Matter, because the trials and tribulations would suggest that they don't. And all lives matter being a response and reactionary to Black Lives Matter was just to undermine the movement that was Black Lives Matter. We can all agree on that. And people that say all lives matter and try to say, oh man, of course all lives, like, nah, that's tongue in cheek. That was, you can't hide what was going on there. The all lives matter response to Black Lives Matter. But now several years later, now what I didn't like, he didn't try to trash everything that Black Lives Matter was, but to just put white lives matter on the back of a shirt. While I think it's ridiculous to make the statement, at the same time, like, I would agree that white lives do matter. The dude is a crazy genius. We just got to figure out what's the 51%. Is it crazy, or is the 51% genius? Because why are we even talking about Kanye?
But
go ahead.
You're okay. So, of course, all lives matter. Of course, white lives matter. Of course, like, all of that is true. Like I just want to, because you said something that I just want to be clear, because this is where this whole thing gets totally convoluted. Because the Black Lives Matter concept was about police, please stop killing us as Black people. And this is now a movement to say, by the way, our lives matter as much as anybody else's, and do not kill us, right?
Yes.
So I just want to underscore the point of, like, that is not saying that other lives don't matter. That is not saying
anyone, like, you have to explain that to is the problem.
Right, I agree with you. We're there.
Anyone who doesn't have the English understanding to see that the word "to" or "also" is understood is the problem.
Absolutely, I'm with you there. Yep.
So I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear on that, because, like, that's how it's such a fine line that it's very easy to go over that line, and then you have these people that are, like, anti quote unquote Black Lives Matter, feeling like, oh yeah, he's saying the same thing that I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be about Black people. It should be about all people. It's like, yeah, Black, like, trying to bring up the recognition that Black people are not being treated equally to all other people is right. All lives matter, but it is calling attention to the people that are disenfranchised and need to be elevated to the point of what the other lives are getting treated as.
I think we all accept that and embrace that. And I didn't go into that depth of sort of explaining it, because I think we all lived it, right? The Black Lives Matter was a response to the injustices at the hand that Black people were facing at the hands of police that were finally captured on camera. We got it. All lives matter, I think, was just an attempt to undermine it. We got it. But that was 2 years ago when we had that debate. Asked and answered. Now, fast forward, and out of the blue, attached to his fashion line, he's got White Lives Matter on the back of his shirt.
He's got Candace Owen on his arm. That's really that's the Bill story. That was the
Candace Owens support.
He's a genius. Candace Owens is a genius too. I mean, they're
Candace
pawns.
Owens?
Genius. I can't stand her. She's a genius though. Candace Owens
opportunist. She's very
opportunist. And you know what? She's getting used, and she's letting herself get used all the way to the bank. She's on speaking tours and engagements and doing this stuff. Kanye's thing is to become as rich as possible. He knows that if he comes out with a halfway decent song or album and some nice Yeezys, people will get over it. We don't care because, to be honest,
some people are gonna wear a White Lives Matter shirt with Yeezys.
No, that's not gonna happen. But
I bet they do.
He's gonna sell those shirts to a lot of white folks that normally don't like him, but love him now. They're gonna quote him. I got a couple Republicans I like to argue with. What's up if you're listening? They're gonna send me something about Kanye, and they're gonna use him as proof in one of their arguments now. And couldn't stand him, couldn't name his music. They're gonna do that. Same with Candace Owen. Candace been out here talking, shucking and jiving for
what
these
kind
people.
Of dance she been doing?
She been out here shucking and jiving for a while. She couldn't wait to wear that shirt. She don't care because she wasn't accepted. She was nobody, and now she did this, and she making bread. She don't care. Y'all didn't like her before, so she don't care if you like her now. And Kanye can't be canceled. He's above cancel culture. He can't be canceled. He would have been canceled by now. Can't be canceled.
And to think about that, so that's perfect segue. So now he's gotten to the point that he can't be canceled. So let me ask.
He's trying. That's how bad she can't be canceled. He's trying to see if he can, just to find out for himself that he can't be.
That, and I think when you get to a certain point where you got FU money, he's got FU money.
Yeah.
And the FU could be to the music execs. The FU could be to the black community. I don't know who his FU is to. But what I'm saying
Brown to hold his beer.
Say again.
You tell AB hold his beer.
Hold
AB
my beer.
Said, you can't top this.
In the same week. And so I just asked this, man. In the court of you be the judge, because cancel culture came out. And I hate cancel culture because it's like, bro, like the more you give it attention, the more it lives. And now cancel culture has come out over the last 2 days, and the more we give Kanye attention, the more he lives. And I just asked whether or not is that genius or insanity. Well, because to some level, that's genius that we are talking about Kanye's fashion. It's been trash. The man came out with basically sweats and cut them off, and he's selling it as though it's couture.
But how are you? But how are you saying it's trash? Shoes. How are you saying it's trash? Like it's fashion. I'll never claim to understand fashion to the fullest extent. But if it's trash, why is it selling? And why is it setting trends? And why is it why is it influencing the entire fashion world?
He might be, because people, especially in fashion, they embrace the subculture. They embrace the person that is willing to go somewhere that other people wouldn't go. And so from a pure fashion standpoint, I get it. But it normally it still requires some aesthetic appeal. This man got like gray cut off sweats and calling it a style, and people are buying it. I'm like, this is beyond crazy. But the fact that I think is crazy and people are gravitating to it, Kanye might be a genius. So in this court, you be the judge. I'll start with you, ETP, because people are going to cancel him. And maybe that should be the question. In this particular segment of you be the judge, or this topic of you be the judge, yes or no, cancel or not when it comes to Kanye. And I got to be honest, I still like his music.
Do you care about his political statements? I don't give a shit.
I care that his political statements are so extreme that it pisses me off to think that I'm supporting him and putting money in his pocket. That's what I'm struggling with now. I don't want to think I'm putting money in his pocket because dude is over in Paris basically giving the middle finger to black folk. Now, I think Kanye's CTE or his moment of a real drastic drop in his behavior or his erratic behavior stems from his mom dying, and grief and how you deal with that and loss is that doesn't excuse it. But now I'm at the point where I got to decide, like, is it yes or no? Are we canceling Kanye or not?
Well, I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, so Kanye is the purest form and most specific kind of representation of what it means to be an artist, right? Like, no boundaries, test waters, is provocative, and everything he's doing and saying, before, like, I'll explain why I'm saying, like, is fine, right? Like, he is welcome to do anything and say anything he wants. The problem is that he has the platform that is creating influence and is being mass distributed and creating sentiments. It's justifying some very divisive thought patterns. It's disenfranchising people that are already feeling disenfranchised.
Absolutely.
So, like, as an artist, everything he's doing is fine. I don't think that he realizes the impact, or he doesn't realize, and he's not being responsible with the level of impact that he's having, because he's not on the ground with it. Like, he went through the same thing when he said slavery was a choice, and it became a whole other topic, and it sent everybody. It was the same. Like, we went through the same exact process with when he said slavery was a choice, which I understand the sentiment of what he's saying, but at the same time, he's not always the cleanest and the most refined in terms of getting his message out. And with this whole thing with the White Lives Matter, it becomes so abstract that it's not about the message. Like, he's not being deliberate with his message. He's almost treating it like a work of art to say, let the world interpret what I mean by this. But at the same time, this is a very charged concept and it's creating problems. So I don't know, like, the cancel part is like, I don't know that you necessarily, I mean, he's not going to be canceled, but the problem is that the air keeps getting put in that balloon to say, all right, it's the way that the media works. Like, they want the spectacle, and so it just gets exacerbated.
The man got a primetime spot on Tucker Carlson last night. We're a few weeks away from freaking midterm elections, and Tucker Carlson in primetime on Fox News had freaking Kanye. And I'm not saying I subscribe to it. I don't teach my kids that way. I wouldn't be happy with the billionaire that my son became if this is the way that they became the billionaire. But the truth of the matter is, the dude's on to something. He's on to something. And AB as well. Like, I don't know the distinction. And one of the questions rhetorically was, I think Scott Bibb asked it, one of our live audience members. Thanks again for all your contributions. Keep on coming in with the comments, guys. Is there a difference between genius and insanity at times? And maybe that's the answer, that there is no distinction between the two, but there is a distinction between, do we cancel or not? Do we accept that there's no distinction between insanity and genius at the expense of the reputation of our people, at the expense of the conversations that we're having at dinner tables, at the expense of our kids embracing that and losing their own identity? I had to have a conversation with my son yesterday about cultures, because they're talking about all the people that came over from Eastern Europe. Great. People came over here and lived the American dream. But I know that his school's not going to teach him that there was another group of people that came over here that looked like us, that didn't come over freely. And when they came over, because people could easily distinguish between white and black, the American dream wasn't really provided so easily, or not even easily, because people work hard to have the lives that they have, but it wasn't provided so equitably. And so why do I do that? Because it matters to me. That conversation is in the same week that my son is a part of pop culture. My son likes Kanye. And I think we just got to start having the conversation, and you be the judge. Like, are we canceling or not? I know that at least publicly, right? Like, we have issue with what he said, but does that mean we cancel him? I'll give you final word on the Big Flow Show before
look
we
at
move
it. Look
on.
at the culture that he's in, right? Gym shoe, rap music, whatever else he probably got. Liquor. I don't know if he sells liquor. I mean, we don't cancel people who murder. Right? We got all these murderers that rap. We don't cancel them. We got R. Kelly Everybody knew he was a pedophile for a long time, and I swear his music finna start to come back out. We canceled him for a little bit.
R. Kelly been canceled. Come on now. You Chicago.
Took a while. Took a long time.
It took a long time, but that thing got canceled like right.
Man,
play R. Kelly in a party right now. Everybody gonna walk out.
Shit. I don't believe that. That's crazy. We don't stand on principles like that. Only if we think somebody is racist towards us.
Maybe not a party. Maybe not a party, right? Because the drinks
but they kicking it over there. Gonna be step to the left, step to the right.
At a house party, Kanye's. You better not play R. Kelly at your house party with intimate guests. Shit. I bet that.
Shit. There's so many people in Hollywood that's crazy. So when you are a celebrity or whatever, people they do so much F stuff that's crazy around. But I'm just saying, like, Kanye came out. He's just the same person that got on there and said George Bush doesn't like black people. It's the same guy wearing White Lives Matter. He didn't change his name or nothing. Right. It's just the same person.
The same person that went to bat for Beyonce in the middle of a Taylor Swift acceptance speech.
It's the same Kanye.
Same Kanye.
Every white person in America hated his guts when he did that. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Everybody hated him. I can't believe he would do that to Taylor Swift. I can't believe he did that. Same people he wear again. White lives matter. I believe white lives matter.
Doesn't that I think, but your honor, if you will allow me to talk to this counselor, I think you've made my point for me. All the evidence that you have given me, Big Flow Show, suggests that this man's a freaking genius. That you could play two sides like that.
I'm agreeing with you. I believe he's a genius because at the end of the day, he's trying to prove that he can do like Trump said. Trump told all those people to their face, I can shoot somebody in the face in the middle of Fifth Avenue. Or park at one of them avenues, one of them streets, and not lose a fan. And not one person that voted for him was offended by the fact that he said that. Right? Nobody
said he grabbed women.
Grab them by the
genitalia. That's the word.
Whatever you want to say.
You already said titties today, man. Let's just say genitalia.
Genitalia. We're not gonna do titties again. That's one time. Nobody's offended by titties. Everybody has titties. But anyway, at the end of the day, he said all that craziness and did whatever. And Kanye said, "Hold my beer, man. I'm not letting AB take my mic, man, because he pulling out his man meat in front of everybody."
How dare AB get more attention?
I dare he didn't check in. I'm gonna get the shirt, man. I'm gonna go out there with Can Dance and go out there and do whatever. Can Dance was happy as hell to have him on the show. And you think about Can Dance, the way she talks about people, she would talk crazy about any rapper. She you know what I mean? That's not her platform. But you know what? Was Can Dance on Tucker Carlson? Or she just brought Kanye?
I think it was just I didn't watch this segment.
She ain't get to. She wasn't even the +1. She like, look at this dude who came in here. I don't help him out.
Couldn't even get invitations to the RNC.
So it's all these dudes who don't know anything about anything else with Kanye. Never listen to his music, whatever. He's gonna sell a White Lives Matter T-shirt. They're gonna start wearing it all over the place. He gonna make
it's crazy, man.
So
you're going genius. ETP, what do you say, man? Because we got to hop into a few more topics before we get out of here. What do you say? Is he genius? Is he crazy? We had AB topic. You said crazy. I said genius. Kanye, you crazy or genius, man? You be the judge.
So this is an easy one. Kanye is a genius acting all types of crazy.
I like that.
Gave us the same face.
Yeah, I like that. He's genius.
I look down. B looks just like this.
I like that.
Sometimes, my friend, your Ivy League education shows too.
Yeah. That boy educated. I gotta go with you on that one, man. I like that one. So that I'll give that the final word.
But I don't like him. I just want to put it out there too. I don't like him.
You don't like him.
I ain't gonna wear no Yeezys. I wasn't gonna wear them before, but I'm not wearing Yeezys.
I'm gonna wear these.
You got a hit. I'll listen to it.
I ain't gonna be too comfortable.
I'm shallow enough to listen to his music if it's good.
His music is good. The neurologist, the neutral person or whatever, they have someone on that's not a team doctor. The neurologist was fired. In this episode of You Be the Judge, and they said that he made some mistakes, but you be the judge. Is he being the scapegoat? And we're going to hear a lot more, or is the NFL taking the proper steps to make sure this doesn't happen again? Quickly, lightning round. I'll start with you. ETP. Is this man the scapegoat?
I always start with ETP.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. You're right.
I will defer. I will defer
to the man in pink.
To the man in pink.
Sorry about that. What say you, Big Flow Show?
I don't know what was the question.
The neurologist got fired.
You can't ask for the mic if you don't know the question.
No, I think he was scapegoated. They had to do something. They got caught with their pants down. They shouldn't have let him back in the game. He done messed around and got the EBGBs, so they had to show that they were doing something. They had to fire him.
What did you just do with your fingers? No,
he went up there. He was West Side. I thought he broke his thumb. This dude was so messed up. I can't even do my hand like that, and I'm awake. He would do that stuff.
I'm awake.
I'm trying to do it like that. He had this deal. I felt like he had to get his finger reset. It went so far. When that happens right there, you need to consider stepping away from the game tour. But they had to fire. Somebody got to go. That's how we do. We want accountability in this country, right? Somebody got to be accountable. And if we say we care about the brain, we got to fire somebody. They probably said, look, we're going to give you another job. We're going to hire another, because they didn't release his name, did they?
No, I think it's based on the intel that I have. People that live down there, like it's the doctors have their whole.
I got a friend that does that for an NFL team, and he told me
he's a part of
that culture stuff. He's Notre Dame guy.
Part of the network, but the neurologist technically did not work for the Miami Dolphins, right? But was a part of the doctor network that does work for the Miami.
I know somebody does exactly that.
Yeah. So
and he said they're all under fire, and it's tight-lipped. And they're all holding all the information to whatever, and they all under fire for what happened. So they had to do a little something. His pointer was trying to touch his pinky. What you think? That was like a bar trick he was trying to do. I hate to make light of it, but his hand looked crazy. I thought his hand was broke.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to make light of that man's injury, but y'all funny, man. It did look bad. It looked really bad, and I wouldn't laugh at all. But they said right afterwards, he has all use of his faculties, and he has come out with statements. So we know he's healthy.
But that's what they said the week before he did that too.
That Ivy League coming out of you again. That Ivy League.
Like, but they said he's fine.
Don't mess with him, y'all.
They said he's fine again. Again, he's fine.
He said he's fine.
No, we was just playing last time, but this time he's really definitely not gonna die.
He was out there
Promise.
on the field.
Pinky swear, finger pointer, twisted fingers, all that. Definitely not gonna die. Definitely not gonna die.
ETP, what are we thinking here, man? Is the neurologist just the scapegoat, or is the NFL, the NFLPA, and the powers that be finally getting it right? Although they obviously got it wrong a week ago. Look, they need to stop showing these Thursday games. Not one, but two guys were taken out on a stretcher last night. And in what was the NFL's worst game, final score 12-9, Russell Wilson lost yet again. Russell Wilson, look, bro, while we talking about stepping away, Russell Wilson looking bad out here. He
lost that game twice for them.
Yeah.
How do you lose two games in one game?
I had them in my conference school too. Hell with you.
12-9. 12-9. The NFL lost last night.
Air too thin.
It was bad football. A week after the Tua incident, two people got carted out. Moms that were like, well, maybe it was just a one-off. If they watched the game last night, you see two people carted off, and I think the game it lost last night. NFL lost last night. But fast forward to this story, and the neurologist might have lost. He was just in the way of fire. It's lose-lose if you're in a situation like that and you try to trust a player. Last week's episode, we call it no-brainer because it's a no-brainer that a player is going to make the statement, oh, I can play, because that's what we do. We're built that way. We're wired that way.
Concussed.
He was a little confused. He wasn't the best person to make a decision in that moment. ETP, do we think that this now shows that the safeguards are being put back on, or do we think the neurologist is just he's a scapegoat? What say you?
I mean, they're doing scapegoat scapegoat means that you weren't responsible. So, like, yeah, get rid of this guy for sure. But, like, clearly there's a much broader cultural issue. Like, this is not the first time head injuries have been controversial in the sport of football and with the NFL. So, clearly, ironically, Will Smith was in a movie about the physician that actually exposed the whole concept of CTE and how the NFL was covering it up. Like 7-8 years ago at this point, and we're still dealing with this. Obviously, there's a much deeper toxic environment that's not really being truly considerate of the health of the player. So yeah, get rid of the doctor, but you can't, that'll just grow back. They'll put somebody else in the position that will take on and represent the NFL the way they need to. So sure, it's performative at this point.
Last two topics before we get out of here, man. The NBA preseason brought also a glimpse into the NBA draft of 2023. There's 7'4". I think he's from France. Where's this guy? Victor. How you say his last name? I don't know. Him.
Wembanyama.
Who? What you say about my mama? What you say about my mama? Wembanyama. 7'4", can shoot the lights out. He is a very athletic and soulful version of Chet Holmgren. Soulful just means he black.
So I was like, where are we going with that?
I don't know.
You can listen to his
I don't know why that's the word became.
Listen to his playlist.
Is he the real deal, man? He had like 37-11, 4 blocks, 9 rebounds. He looked like a created player. He literally looks like a player that you would create on 2K. 7'4", can shoot, can dribble, can do everything. The game is changing. So I say to all you guys out there, if your mama ain't 6 foot tall and daddy ain't 6'8",
get you a new mama.
Get you a new mama. Play another sport. Play another sport. Basketball changing, man. 7'4" with a guard handle. With a Steph Curry range shot? Come on, man.
Are we giving him that much or are we going too far?
Yo,
nah, he had range, bro.
He has every tool available that he needs. And anybody over 7 foot, it's very rare that they don't just look super awkward doing anything. And he's 7'4", and compared to Chet Holmgren, like he looks like he's gonna he already looks like he's got a more mass to him than Chet Holmgren, and he has a body type. Yeah, he's not like Chet Holmgren is a skeleton
by like 2 or 3 pounds. Now I wouldn't go too far.
They share clothes.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. That being said, he also has a body type where he looks like he could get bigger. But I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
7'4".
I think he'll get folded up. That's just me.
7'4".
I mean, that's the only risk.
I think he's gonna be thumb maker, personally.
Oh no.
But what KD? Like what he's basically the same. He's basically almost the same size as KD right now, and he's 18
and taller. But
I mean, in terms of body,
body structure. Yep. So and we'll get out of here. So I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say you be the judge, guaranteed Hall of Fame type career or potential bust.
I mean, we don't know, right? It's all at that height. It's all about can he stay healthy. What I will say about it is the irony of this is he's 18 years old, and this is how much has changed. And now, like with the Europe getting involved, he's never played high school basketball. He's been a pro for the past 3 years. So we're actually seeing him as a developed pro, and he's ready to walk into the NBA.
Another reason why parents out there that's following this AAU thing, like your kid gonna be the next one. Another reason why, just at least give football a chance. I know Tua got his brains knocked out, but you ain't just competing against America. The rest of the country, they got it. They got to figure the rest of the world rather have it figured out. They got these kids going pro early to refine their game. If that young man looked, and he played against Scoot Henderson, who from the domestic side, from America's side, is probably our best prospect, probably the number 2 person in the next draft. It didn't even look like they were in the same stratosphere. Scoot Henderson can play, but I mean,
but it's not even close. And the guy he's so versatile that it almost makes it look boring. Like he's so dominant. And
it was the first time we got to see it in high definition. Because all the other videos I saw him look like, a really bad Cricket Boost mobile phone trying to record it, like over in some other part. I'm like, that's the best film y'all got? And y'all think I'm in the number 1 pick in the NBA draft? We got to see it in high definition. I'm sold. Bruh, he's
just stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Whatever it is, stay healthy.
Maybe I gotta give him a second look. I just thought my take.
Give him a second look, bro. Tom Brady might go ringless this year and might get divorced. Is this the end of the era, or does this mean Tom Brady comes back one last year? You be the judge. Yes or no? Tom Brady plays another season. What say you, Big Flow Show?
Absolutely. He done gave his wife up. All that. Yes.
ETP. What do you say? I mean, at that point, he's turning 46.
Is the question? The question is he going to play another season?
Yes. Not
after
this year.
Season.
He's going to finish. After this year, does he play another year?
Well, if he doesn't get a ring this year to replace the ring he's about to lose, then he has to play another season, and he's going to be a bachelor, so he can really focus on the game, and then he has a better chance. So
focus on the game. I see what you did there. He's going to be a bachelor. He can focus on the game. I like it, bro. All right, wink. Hey,
tip your waitresses.
He's on fire today, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rats and cats, this has been your episode of You Be the Judge, the You Be the Judge episode of the Ball Hawk Sports Talk. Excuse the lighting. I got sunlight coming in here. There it is, man. I'm the voice behind the pink shirt. This has been the crew, man. The Big Flow Show came to you from the Central Time Zone in the pink shirt, did his thing. My man ETP, Elsa producer, came from the East Coast, did his thing, man. We appreciate all of your likes, your comments, your contributions. Please tag a friend, please tag a foe, tag anybody that you know so they can also listen to this show. And please subscribe to both the YouTube channel and the podcast. We had ETP. We had the Big Flow Show. We had sports, business, entertainment. We did it rough, rugged, and raw. I am your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hawk, a.k.a. the Mountain South, a.k.a. Mr. Excessive Celebration, a.k.a. Brady. I'm supposed to be in Vegas. This Notre Dame game, but stuff came up, man. I hate being an adult sometimes. Y'all enjoy that doggone Vegas out there, Notre Dame fans. Notre Dame plays BYU in the Shamrock Series out in Vegas. Sorry I'm not there. I was supposed to throw a party tonight, but somehow, some way, a miracle might happen, and I'll get there. But regardless, we'll see you next week for the Ball Hawk Sports Talk. This has been the You Be the Judge episode. We is out. Peace.